The future of India is promising, with the country poised for continued growth and development. India is the world's seventh largest economy by nominal GDP and the third largest by purchasing power parity. It is also home to the world's largest youth population, with over 600 million people under the age of 25. The Indian government has launched various initiatives such as Make in India, Digital India, and Startup India, aimed at promoting innovation, entrepreneurship, and job creation. The country is also investing heavily in infrastructure development, with projects such as the Smart Cities Mission and Bharat Mala Pariyojana. In addition, India has made significant strides in science and technology, with the Indian Space Research Organisation, ISRO, launching numerous satellites and the Indian Institutes of Technology, IITs, consistently ranking among the top engineering schools in the world. However, India still faces various challenges, including poverty, income inequality, and inadequate healthcare and education infrastructure. But with its large and talented workforce, a rich cultural heritage, and a growing economy, India has the potential to become a major global player in the coming decades. How India will overcome poverty and poor education system. Overcoming poverty and improving the education system are two of the most pressing challenges facing India today. Here are some ways in which India can address these issues. Economic growth and job creation. The Indian government can continue to focus on promoting economic growth and job creation through initiatives such as Make in India and Startup India. This can help provide employment opportunities for millions of people, thereby reducing poverty and improving their standard of living. Social safety net programs. The Indian government has implemented various social safety net programs such as the National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, NREGA, and the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, PEMJiki, to provide income support to the poor and vulnerable sections of society. Improving education infrastructure. The government can invest more resources in improving the education infrastructure in India. This can include building more schools and colleges, improving the quality of education, and providing scholarships to students from economically weaker sections. Promoting innovation and entrepreneurship. India has a large pool of talented youth who can be encouraged to become entrepreneurs and innovators. The government can create a conducive environment for startups and provide support for research and development. Improving healthcare infrastructure. The Indian government can also invest more in improving healthcare infrastructure, especially in rural areas where access to healthcare is limited. These are just a few of the ways in which India can overcome poverty and improve the education system. It will require a concerted effort from the government, private sector, civil society, and individuals to achieve these goals. How the India's political strategy would be. India's political strategy is complex and multifaceted, given the diversity of its population, geography, and socio-economic conditions. However, some key elements of India's political strategy include democratic governance. India is the world's largest democracy, and its political strategy is based on democratic principles such as free and fair elections, separation of powers, and protection of individual rights and freedoms. Coalition politics. Given the diverse nature of India's population and the multi-party system, coalition politics is an important aspect of India's political strategy. This involves political parties coming together to form a government or to support a government at the national or state level. Balancing regional interests. India is a federal country, and its political strategy involves balancing the interests of the central government with those of the states. This requires a delicate balance between the needs of the central government and the demands of the states for greater autonomy and resources. Engagement with the global community. India's political strategy also involves engagement with the global community, including other countries, international organizations, and civil society groups. This includes diplomacy, trade negotiations, and participation in international forums such as the United Nations. Promoting economic growth and development. Finally, India's political strategy focuses on promoting economic growth and development through policies such as infrastructure development, job creation, and foreign investment. Overall, India's political strategy is constantly evolving and adapting to changing domestic and international circumstances. The country's political leadership must balance the demands of various interest groups and stakeholders to maintain stability, promote development, and safeguard the country's democratic institutions. How India attract foreign investors. India has been taking several initiatives to attract foreign investors in recent years. Here are some ways India is trying to attract foreign investors. Make in India. Make in India is an initiative launched by the Indian government to encourage companies to invest and manufacture in India. The initiative aims to create a conducive business environment, simplify regulatory procedures, and provide incentives for investment in certain sectors. Foreign direct investment, FDI, policy. India has liberalized its FDI policy in several sectors, such as defense, insurance, and retail, to attract more foreign investment. The government has also increased the FDI limit in certain sectors to encourage more investment. Infrastructure development. India has been investing heavily in infrastructure development, such as roads, railways, airports, and ports, to create a conducive environment for businesses. This has also helped to reduce the cost of doing business in India and improve supply chain efficiency. Ease of doing business. The Indian government has undertaken several reforms to improve the ease of doing business in India. This includes simplifying regulatory procedures, reducing paperwork, and making it easier to obtain permits and licenses. Skilled workforce. India has a large pool of skilled and educated workforce, particularly in the IT and engineering sectors, which can be attractive to foreign investors looking for a skilled labor force. Tax incentives. The Indian government offers tax incentives and exemptions to foreign investors, particularly in certain sectors such as renewable energy, electronics, and manufacturing. Overall, India is taking several steps to attract foreign investors. While challenges remain, such as bureaucracy and infrastructure bottlenecks, the Indian government's initiatives have made the country a more attractive destination for foreign investment. How the GST of India affects lower-line people. The Goods and Services Tax, GST, is a comprehensive indirect tax levied on the supply of goods and services in India. The implementation of GST in India has had a mixed impact on lower-income people. Here are some ways in which GST affects the lower-line people. Higher prices of essential goods. GST has led to an increase in the prices of some essential goods and services, such as food items, clothing, and healthcare. This has had a direct impact on lower-income people, who spend a larger portion of their income on these items. Small traders and businesses. Small traders and businesses, who may not have the resources to comply with the complex GST regulations, have been adversely affected by the implementation of GST. The compliance burden has also led to higher costs for these businesses, which can have a cascading effect on the prices of goods and services. Impact on informal sector. India has a large informal sector, which includes small businesses, street vendors, and daily wage workers. The implementation of GST has had a mixed impact on this sector, with some businesses and workers facing challenges in complying with the regulations. Reduction in tax evasion. GST has been touted as a major reform that can help reduce tax evasion and increase tax compliance. This can lead to an increase in government revenue, which can be used for social welfare programs and infrastructure development. Overall, the impact of GST on lower-income people is complex and depends on various factors, such as the prices of goods and services, the compliance burden on businesses, and the effectiveness of the tax administration in curbing tax evasion. The Indian government has undertaken several measures, such as reducing the tax rates on some essential goods and services and simplifying the compliance procedures for small businesses, to mitigate the impact of GST on lower-income people. Factors affecting small businesses in India. Small businesses are an important part of the Indian economy, contributing significantly to employment and economic growth. However, these businesses face several challenges in India, some of which are as follows. Regulatory compliance. Small businesses in India face a complex regulatory environment, with several laws and regulations governing their operations. Compliance with these regulations can be challenging, particularly for businesses with limited resources, leading to higher compliance costs. Access to finance. Access to finance is a major challenge for small businesses in India. Most small businesses operate in the informal sector and do not have access to formal banking channels. This makes it difficult for them to access credit, which can hamper their growth and expansion. Infrastructure bottlenecks. Infrastructure bottlenecks, such as inadequate transportation, power, and water supply, can pose significant challenges for small businesses in India. These bottlenecks can increase the cost of doing business and affect the quality of goods and services produced. Competition from larger businesses. Small businesses in India often face stiff competition from larger businesses, which have greater resources and economies of scale. This can make it difficult for small businesses to compete and survive in the market. Skilled workforce. The availability of a skilled workforce is critical for the success of small businesses. However, small businesses in India often struggle to attract and retain skilled workers due to limited resources and competition from larger businesses. Technology adoption. Technology adoption is becoming increasingly important for the success of small businesses in India. However, many small businesses lack the resources and expertise to adopt and leverage technology to improve their operations and competitiveness. Overall, small businesses in India face several challenges, ranging from regulatory compliance and access to finance to infrastructure bottlenecks and competition from larger businesses. Addressing these challenges is critical to promoting the growth and development of small businesses in India.